Haikyuu is such a kick-ass anime. I didn't know what I was in for. It's the first sports anime on the Patreon, so I'm loving it so far because there's so many tie-ins between, if you think about music and sports and the similarities between a player's perspective and the coach's perspective. So I have a lot to tangent Tony on. It's been a lot of fun. I'm about to hit season 2, so I figured I should probably do a video on the first opening, the full version, because I have not heard that yet. So this is SPYAIR Imagination. I'm very excited. Let's go. Oh, it's been a little bit. Feels very uplifting. Snare drum sounds good. Here comes the switch. The rhythm section's tight on that groove. Oh yeah. Oh, the bass player. Oh, these harmonies coming though. Oh man. Oh. Some new stuff? Oh, cool. Different bass line on the second verse there. All right, we got to go back and talk about why this is so great, so uplifting. It really matches the anime. It's one of those great cases. You know, sometimes you watch opening credits, and you find reasons to make the music work really well because you have like context bias. Sometimes it just really does work, like in this case. And then other times you're like, huh, well, what's going on here? I wonder what everyone was thinking from a compositional standpoint versus like the content of what's going on within the show. This is one of those, it just feels really good to listen to without even reading what's going on with the lyrics. You can just feel in your soul. It feels very good. Let's go to back to the top here and let's talk about tone of bass, what's going on in drums, the guitar line, the melodic line, obviously intro here, then we hit it right away. But this melody is so gorgeous. It's just soaring on top and it's very wide open. I mean, I'm not singing it right, but you know, also not a vocalist. But the idea is that it's just kind of chilling above these wide open, like the drum and bass are just hitting together. The guitar part's very simple, but it just allows your ears to just kind of soar with it. Hit. Now we double up right here. I love the tuning on the snare drum. It sounds so good. The other part that's cool is the tone of the bass sounds so good. It really matches the kind of genre of like the kind of the pop rock that we're experiencing here. So it cuts through really well. It feels like it's played with the pick. So obviously just the way if you articulate the string with pick versus just your fingers, you're going to like really not bleed through in a bad way. You're just going to exist within the mix in a different tangible way within the ear. So it sounds really good. So a lot of praise to the way the melody is constructed, a lot of praise to the rhythm section and how they just set it up for a really good kind of pop rock groove right here. Simple progression, but then we switch. That is so beautiful. And the bass player switches it up too. So you think about what they just came out of. If we check out this transition, let's go back 10 seconds and grab this. Check out how different this is. 1, 2, 3, 4. Boom, 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 boom. Like that is a completely different bass line than what we just had. It's a tiny bit, like they're still in the pocket really well together because we talk about it in all the videos. So I got to mention it again. Remember, the drummer and the bass player have such a similar role. The drummer is obviously the percussionist, but the bass player is like the tonal percussionist. So instead of just doing this and like layering together, it's more of this relationship that is kind of required for everything to work well. Because if your drummer and bassist don't vibe together, the rest of it can still be cool, but it just can't be as tight and as precise without those two musicians coming together. So we're not doing crazy math music right here. This is not chop busting. What we're praising right here is how simple the groove is, how easy the switch is, but how good it feels and how well it matches the tone of the tune and really what the role of it is. So that is a lot of compliments. Again, here it is. 1, 2, 3, and vocal callbacks, beautiful, which set us up. And then we push. All right, so there's a lot of tension built right there coming out of all that beautiful. And then we go somewhere else. We get a little bit of dissonance within the sounds. We're going to have some resolve, and then we drop in, and then the accelerator, just long pedal on the right, it goes down. And then it just kicks ass, man. It totally kicks ass. Let's go back about, that's 38. Let's go back to like 30 here. Vocal tension and resolve. Now we're rocking, man. So cool. Little simple bass lines, because the guitar player, we're just out, just scrubbing along, outlining the chords, but the bass player just filling in simple little eighth note grooves just makes it all that better. We're not, those of you that play, you're like, yeah, no shit, bro. Like, obviously, like, this is what you do. But, we're for the folks that don't play, we're just talking about what are the little equations that make it connect and make it like, why does this feel good? These are the reasons. People making very smart decisions musically that are very accessible and not complicated. Nice phrasing of the melody. Do you hear that? That's killer. And it's one thing I thought about when I said it. When I said they're simple decisions and they're easy, that's not a dig at all. Because what you need to understand here, all the time people can take their chord progression and they listen to their melody and they're going to fill in with their role with whatever instrument they play, and they overcomplicate it. Or the ideas they put in there are more like self-centered instead of like serving the group. So when I said that, I could see how that came off wrong. But what I'm trying to say is it's actually the really, really mature musicians that write stuff that it's so cohesive like that. So I wanted to give it a really big compliment there. So hold on. The phrasing on the end of this vocal line, though, all this offbeat stuff is so cool. Let's go back about, I guess, maybe 10. So cool. Now, new material. I was ready for that next drop. All right, bass player. That descending line is gorgeous. Oh, hey. Similar material here. And then we go in and we drop into the chorus like we did before. Okay, so why does the second verse sound different? Well, everything is pretty much the same except for the bass player. We get a completely it's very decorative. Just think of it as ingredients. So we're outlining the same chord progression, but the way you can outline it as a musician can be changed, and that's why things have little variances in it. So now check out the bass line right here. So right there, that leap, and then we're going to descend and kind of just follow a different contour than we had the first time. I know I stopped it immediately, but I just wanted to point out where that leap happens so you can listen to it more carefully. Here we go again. And that gives a completely different experience than we had before, which really sets it up for, well, I don't know if it sets it up. It just kind of it's the same road, but you just have like different trees to look at, where the organization of how it's the same family of trees. They just are like in a different order, if that makes sense. For all these I usually stick with food analogies, but we're just talking. We're just talking real time with how things come up. But the whole point, we take time. It's the same principle we just talked about. Musicians contribute little intricacies that make the art that much better. So the bass player could have totally played the same bass line. You know what? A lot of you probably would not even notice. Be like, oh, it's verse 2. It's cool, because most of you are probably looking at the lyrics and you're singing along, and that's where it's taking you. But we just want to make sure we give credit to the musicians when they do the small little things that make the takeaway just very enjoyable. Nice phrasing. Oh, little variety there. We drop back in. is so wonderful. Interesting. Oh. Different snare drum. Okay. Okay, before we push to the end, though, I just do want to get back. It's not really a bridge. It's like a really shortened verse into a guitar feature, which is very cool. But listen to the different, I don't remember where this happened. Look, listen, there's like a different snare drum being used. Here we go. Man, the bass is hot in that mix. A little, almost a little backspin, a little borderline, like, you know, a little stanky pulse on the swing there. That's very cool. So that clearly did not exist anywhere in the track. So kind of bridge-esque, but it's still kind of based around the verse. So I'm curious to see. I wanted to get the guitar solo in context, but we could not talk about that before we went in. Okay, I promise I'll rewind right here and let it go to the end. I guess it is bridge-like. Yeah, for sure, for sure. Guitar feature quote in the verse, or the chorus, sorry. Almost note for note. Stop time hits, cool. Oh, interesting ending. We don't resolve. That's kind of cool, though. Hold on. Let me just grab the ending again. I was waiting for that maybe to be a triple tag on the way out, but it's not. It's 255. Let me just go back to like 240 and just listen to this one more time. That is an interesting ending. Cadentially, it feels a little bit unsettled, unfinished. But hey, it's the end of season 1. Or I guess when we hear this and we switch, we're in the middle of season 1. So see, this is where what I was talking about at the beginning, where you make something work. So normally in a song, like the way we finish out is pretty strong with the chord construction to feel very final. But we don't get that here. We actually don't even have any of the band playing. We bump up on the vocals with nothing underneath. So we don't even have all the instruments represented, but then we make it work in our heads. They're like, well, you know, not all the team is developed yet. We got a lot of things we're still coming together. We have all the plays developing, you know, bro, that's the advisor starting to actually learn about volleyball. We're bringing a coach in that actually wants to be there. And the history that is starting to kind of solidify a little bit. So you could make the argument that the song is doing that too and matching the anime perfect. Now, however, if I wasn't watching the show, I would be much more music heavy and being like, you know what? That's really kind of unfinished in the way that leaves us kind of hanging there. I don't know if I dig that, but hey, I've got that context bias that we talked about. So there it is. Anyway, I love this song. The bass player is definitely the highlight for me. The harmony on some of those chorus parts, it's so killer. The melody is kick-ass. Everything works really well. So that's just my take on it. Let me know what you think about it down in the comments below, please, and thank you. My name is DrumRollTony. Come watch an anime with me on the Patreon. Link from our socials is down in the video description below. But first, please and thank you. Click the like button. Subscribe to the channel. Check out the next video. I appreciate you being here. Have a great day. YouTube thinks you want to watch one of these 2 videos next. Take it easy. Bye-bye.